Good day, everybody, and welcome to today's latest episode on my YouTube video series. And today we're going to talk about good property deals in Medini right now. As you guys know, I've been a proponent of Medini. I did a video about Medini a few months ago. And now, don't say I bojo you. I'm letting you know of some of the good deals which I've spent some time at Medini recently. What are the good deals available? Now, why Medini is attractive is because prices in Medini right now are easily 40-50% cheaper than JB City Centre. Now, as you know, JB City Centre is generally selling 1,000 ringgit plus minus and above. More prime areas like RNF is 1,000, 2,003 per square foot. If a fringe a little bit is maybe 800 ringgit per square foot. So this is the JB City Centre price. Whereas if you go to Medini, right, you are buying at like 500 plus, 600 plus per square foot, which is like 40-50% cheaper. So I see a lot of value in Medini right now. And the other good thing about Medini is that Medini is foreigner eligible area. That means you as a Singaporean or other nationality, you can buy in Medini for below 1 million ringgit. And in many cases, way below 1 million ringgit. Actually, at this price, a lot of locals, Malaysians are also buying in Medini as well because this kind of price, right, is like local price. I mean, locals can definitely afford 500, 600 per square foot, right? So a lot of Malaysians who stay in JB are also seeing value there. And we see a lot of buying from this group of people as well. So I think if you're an investor, right, this is a good sign, right, that you should also enter at this price. Location-wise, Medini is basically the same area where Legoland is, right? The same area where Gleneagles Hospital is. It's also near to many of the international schools, right? It is a quiet, greener, lower density area. So it's also near to Bukit Indah and Eco Botanic, all which are near drive away. And of course, if you want to go to Singapore, it's nearer to go to Singapore via Tuas Second Link, which is roughly a 10-minute drive away. Furthermore, Xi Jinping just visited Malaysia recently, and we never know in the future. Maybe we may have some news coming up soon about the high-speed rail. Maybe China will finally give us some money to do the high-speed rail, which will be near Medini. One thing about Medini is that Medini is a 99-year lease or 129-year lease, a private lease, right? But if you watch my earlier videos, Medini is going to convert into freehold soon, right? I think later this month or maybe next month, we will see Sunway probably be the first developer to announce the freehold conversion. They're going to do the conversion of the first piece. Later on, all the other Medini projects will slowly convert to freehold, I think throughout the rest of this year, maybe stretch into next year as well. Now, if you guys don't believe me, I don't know what else to say already, right? I've mentioned this many times. There is a letter issued by Iskandar Investment Berhad, right, about the conversion of the freehold for Medini, right? Yeah, I mean, it's happening. I mean, there's also a reason why a lot of Malaysians are buying in Medini right now because they know all these properties will eventually get converted into freehold. Some foreigners say, I never hear before such thing. Yeah, got such thing lah. Malaysia can have leasehold convert to freehold one has happened before, right? Not just in Johor, in other parts of Malaysia as well. Not a common occurrence, but yes, it can happen. So if you want to buy, you buy now before the freehold happen. One more thing about Medini is that if you choose to live here, it is better that you have a car because Medini is not a very convenient place in that sense. If you are very used to downstairs, got shop, got supermarket, that kind of thing, right? Medini usually not like that. In many cases, most of the Medini condos are standalone condos where downstairs don't have a lot of convenience. So it's better to be able to drive a car, to move around. If you can drive a car, actually a lot of things are not far, right? 10-15 minutes you can go to many places, but you do need a car lah. Otherwise, you're going to depend on Grab a lot, right? Which if you're okay, you can use a lot of Grab lah if you don't mind living with a lot usage, a lot of Grab. Okay, the first project I'm going to talk about is Iskandar Residences, which I never really covered before. Now, Iskandar Residences have the last 30 or 40 developer units, which are generally all 3 bedrooms and the larger 3+1 4-bedroom sizes, right? Most of them are low floor, but actually Iskandar Residences low floor also okay because the low floor view is also not bad, right? And the price, 530 to 550 per square foot only. Wow, 530, right? Is like, I don't know, it's probably their cost price, maybe below cost price. So the 3 bedrooms here are quite big, very decent sizes. 1249, 1259, 1455, 1765 sizes. So it's per square feet. It's big, right? And I think a lot of you will like the layout, right? So they are generous 3-bedroom sizes, right? I show you some sample floor plans over here for the 1259 and the 1455, right? If you convert that by the price, it's roughly 600,000 over ringgit to maybe 900 plus thousand ringgit for the biggest sizes, right? Which is like Singapore dollars 200,000 to 300,000 Sing dollar only, which is very cheap. Singapore, you can't even buy a 2-room flat in Singapore for this, right? So, or you can buy maybe a very old 3-room flat. So very good value if you like big size units, right? If you want to buy 3 bedder and above, right, and you want your 3 bedder to be a decent size, Iskandar Residences is a good choice. If you want to take bank loan, bank can give you maybe 70-90% loan amount, right? So if you want to take loan, you can also take loan over here. Some banks are supporting Iskandar Residences as well. Iskandar Residences has a very nice facilities floor, like a resort feel, big facilities area with swimming pool, all that, quiet, right? So yeah, if you like that, this is a good deal. I think at this price, right, 530, 550 PSF, very good value. 200, 300,000 Singapore dollars to buy a 3-bedroom here. I think very nice for retirement, right? As long as you can drive a car. Okay, Iskandar Residences, one good deal. I think worth to take a look. Number two is Macrolink Medini. Now, Macrolink Medini, right, recently what happened is that they announced that they have some contractor sales, right, which is roughly about 100 plus over units, right? 100 plus, not bad, quite a good chunk of available unit here. What is a contractor unit? Contractor unit means the main contractor is selling the units. How they get these units? Because last time the developer, instead of pay them cash, they pay the contractor in property. So now the contractor is holding on to a number of these properties in Macrolink, right, and they want to sell, right? And normally contractor, they will sell the price cheaper because the contractor want cash, he don't want to hold the property anymore. He want cash, so the contractor will sell at a decent price. And this price, right, we are looking at around 580 to 600 plus per square foot ringgit. Again, very good value, right? At this price, I think contractor is selling at maybe cost price also for at this price range. A lot of 2 bedrooms. So if you like 2 bedroom size, right? There's a lot of 2 bedrooms here. A lot of them with unblocked view. If you've been to Macrolink, you know what I mean. A lot of the Macrolink stacks are unblocked, right? So if you want 2 bedroom, 2 bedroom good enough for you. I show some sample floor plans over here. Some of the 2 bedrooms that are usually available or most people prefer to buy, right? Net price, right, for the 2 bedroom, right, as low as 480,000 ringgit onwards, onwards, right? For cash buy, this price is for cash buy, right? We're talking about 150,000 Singapore dollars, okay? Which in Singapore can only buy a car, right? For this price, you can buy a 2 bedroom, going to become freehold condo in Medini, right? And loan buyer, if you're going to take loan, you have to pay additional 5%, right, for these contractor units, right? But banks can give you, some banks are supporting 70, 90% financing if you want to buy. So Macrolink Medini, yeah. So again, ideally you have a car or drive a car or you depend a lot on Grab, right? But very good value, like 580 per square foot above. I think for 2 bedder is good value, good value. Okay, 480,000 ringgit, right? 150,000 Sing dollars for a 2 bedroom in Macrolink Medini. Macrolink Medini has a lot of facilities, very nice karaoke room. They got golf simulator. They got a swimming pool, artificial beach. Not bad lah. I mean, again, for retirement buying, weekend home, I think Macrolink Medini, or even as an investment rental property, I think Macrolink Medini will do very well. Last but not least is Grand Medini. Now, Grand Medini developer has about balance maybe 20 to 30 units of studios, right? So studio means no bedroom, right? You go in straight away like a hotel size. It's about 474 square feet. I show you the floor plan over here. 474 square feet for the no balcony, 500 something for the with balcony one. Price starting from 300,000 ringgit onwards. So Singapore dollars about 90,000 Singapore dollars plus minus. Okay, so 90,000 Singapore dollars, you can't even buy COE. Don't talk about car. Can't even buy COE in Singapore. You can buy a studio in Grand Medini, right? Which is about per square foot, we're talking about 630 to 670 per square foot. A little bit more pricey than the earlier two projects I talked about, but this is because this is Grand Medini and this is a studio. So normally small size, price a little bit higher. And they have some of the bigger sizes. They still have some dual key and some of the bigger 2+1 bedrooms. But I'm more focused on the studio here right now because I think if you want to spend 90,000 Singapore dollar only, right? Grand Medini have this kind of size for you because the other projects they got no more small one, but this one they still have small one, right? Maybe the view not so fantastic, right? But for 90,000 Singapore dollars only, right? And bank can give you financing as well, 70 to 90% loan if you want a loan. Grand Medini also very resort design. I show you some not artist impressions, actual building photos here, and very high spec building. You know, they use a lot of nice signature kitchen for the kitchen and good stuff. The specs in the building are quite high. If you like that kind of resort feel building, Grand Medini is for you, right? 300,000 ringgit, not very far from Legoland. This building, okay. So Ryan, what do I do with this property that I want to buy in Medini, right? So if you ask me, buy, because at the cycle, from a property cycle perspective, Medini is quite low. All this developer, right, they are trying to clear that last bit of balance stock, just this last few units, right? If you look at it from a percentage perspective, right, this is the last 10%, maybe less than 5%, right? Only for Macrolink, maybe it's a little bit more because they got contractor unit as well, right? But the developers are just trying to clear this last balance stock and move on with their life, because a lot of these projects, right, were completed in the 2017, 2018, 2019 era. So these buildings are already maybe 6, 7 years old. So the developer have been holding on to these units for some time, and because of COVID and bad property market, they've been holding on to these properties for a long time. So they don't want to hold on already, they want to sell, and at this price they're selling at cost price or maybe just a little bit above cost price. So it's good, you buy, you rent it out, right, get 4% rental yield. JB now you can get 4% rental yield in Medini area. Or if you want to stay for yourself, also can, as a retirement house or as a weekend house, right? And just wait lah. You already buy so cheap, you just wait lah. Then once developer clear all this stock, Medini to become freehold later this year, next year, as all the conversion happen, you will see price start to rise because normally, for a project to rise, right, developer must sell out first because developer must clear all their stock. Then all the owners can start to push up their price. And if you buy at this price, you're already buying at the lowest possible, cheaper than most of the earlier buyers. I can tell you, because I'm a Medini owner. I actually own 3 condos in Medini. Okay, I own 3, and I definitely paid more than this lah, jialat. So, but it's also good news because we're getting freehold, and we know that the developers are finally clearing all this stock, right? So the time for my property to recover back the price is going to happen soon, at least in the next 1-2 years, especially after RTS complete, more people come to JB, there'll be some spillover effect into Medini as well. So and of course Medini has one more thing, there's hardly any new supply. If you're concerned, Ryan, are there any other new condo launch in Medini? I think zero. I think go one now, one already launched halfway, right? So not really a new launch, right? But there's no new launch in Medini as far as I know this year, right? So no new supply to compete with you. This supply is going to be quite static or will not change much. So that's good news, right, for the property price to go up, okay? Because they don't really have a lot of competitor or new launch coming in the next few years, okay? So if you're keen, right, I'm a property agent in JB and Singapore. I can bring you, go and see, go and view. I can send you more information, a more detailed information kit if you want about these 3 projects above, right? And you can take a look in more detail and then come and view, come see actual unit, right? I can bring you to see actual units for sale, right? And you can decide there and then, and we can talk about other details there. So I don't want to confuse you right now with too much information. These 3, I think right now, are the 3 good deals lah. So don't say I bojo you. I already informed you here. You guys never watch my video, then you will regret or feel sad about it 1-2 years later. Then don't say I never tell you guys. Okay, this video is for you guys who want to bargain hunt in JB right now. I think this is as good a bargain as it is. Okay, so thank you very much. If you enjoyed my video, do like, share, subscribe. If you want to view, contact me at my number here, 81261626. I will bring you, go and see and send you more information. My details are also in the description of the video box below. I will bring you, go and see all these projects in JB. Don't forget, I'm also a property agent. Don't go and call other people. I will let I can give you a lot more information than I think what most agents do out there. So thank you very much, and bye bye.